Hello, this is Kings of the Ice, a new podcast about figure skating, where speaking good, correct English is not a main rule whatsoever. In this episode, we'll keep covering the most important event of the whole season, that is World Championships. But before that, let's make a quick plebiscite. What was the most awkward moment of the event? Because there were plenty. Was that Kaori Sakamoto banging her hand against the microphone after her win? Was it Denis Vasilyev's wanting to leave his third at the moment place seat while he shouldn't have? Was it Jason waving like crazy as opposite to Adam's stoicism? Or was it Adam himself gradually transforming over the course of his higher and higher journey in the ranking from a noble statue, realizing that maybe he would place higher at the competition, to a hot mess showing his tongue and fooling around and jumping by the end of the night, knowing that probably he would get the bronze? You really got to see these reactions if you watch carefully what was happening in the green room. If you didn't, please do. Please watch it on YouTube because this is hysterical. So yeah, today we are going to be covering women's and men's free programs. We'll start with ladies, and first with the one who actually got bronze overall, and it was Cheon Kim. And I'm not really sure about her dress and expressions. I mean, she was lovely, but I can't get that feeling out of my mind that maybe it was too mature, too serious for a young girl that she is. But still, she was obviously very nice, like a textbook air positions, textbook landings. And now watching her at Worlds, I realized that I have exact the same feeling and exact the same thought about Korean women in general, because no Korean woman placed as high as Cheon, and it was both for Worlds and for Grand Prix series. During the last Grand Prix circuit, it was only one, and I say 1 out of 5 assignments who medaled, and it was precisely Cheon Kim, just like at Worlds, and it was at Skate Canada. And for me, it raised questions as for Korean ladies training, or better to say recovery system, because all of the women used to be very strong competitors. And I just wonder if it's a result of all of the tear and wear of the season, or if there is something off with the recovery system for Korean ladies, a thing that was maybe overlooked by their coaching team. But anyway, Cheon Kim from Korea managed to get the bronze at the Worlds, and then we had Isabeau, a new crowned world vice champion. I love her looks, the one that is more mature, and many share their concern about her jumping technique, even as a person who doesn't perform jumps myself and therefore don't have knowledge enough about the technique. I can still see something off in her leaning so low down before each jump, and it may be risky for me to say, but I really see her in ice dance more. Please don't kill me for that, because there is less of a chance for her to hurt her back. But let's leave it here, as she doesn't seem to switch disciplines whatsoever. I would say the same as for her short program. She was visibly slower in her spins, and as far as I remember, she even fell from one in nationals, I think. And I would really love to see her in a different style. I would so love to see her in something that would still suit her, and on the other hand would break her profile scheme a little bit. For example, I can really see her skating to some 70s, 80s music, like Dirty Dancing, Footloose, but not the most basic music choices like I Need a Hero or I Have a Time of My Life, but maybe some less known music like There's that one from Footloose, I think, and it's Let's Hear It for the Boy. And I so see Isabeau in it. Can you imagine her skating to that in a leather jacket, in that 80s, 70s hairstyle? This is something that I think would really suit her. I mean, I'm not saying that she needs to change, that classical formula like 100%, but that would be something that would still suit her, but would break a scheme that we are all used to a little bit. I really, really do see her in that. And she even has that similar ending position by the end of 2 of her programs, I think. So we really do need the other side of Isabeau's face. And the same goes for Luna, and I think they both know that this is something that keeps the audience and the judges interested. And I also do think that they will do that in the next season, because when's better time to do it if not the pre-Olympic season? That is 2024, 2025. Later on, that will be too late because nobody wants to take risks at the Olympics. If you want to experiment, to change anything about your style and think about the elements you do, or maybe introduce some new one, if you want to change something about your jumping technique, what's the better time if not the pre-Olympic season? So I really do hope that we will see something new both from Isabeau and Luna the next season. And the new world champion was Kaori Sakamoto, surprisingly 4th after her short, even having a little stumble during both training and the very beginning in the free, but not after any jump. It's interesting how nerves doesn't seem to get to her, and after the performance she has that wonderful attacks of both cute and awkward emotions, and she even did the same for Isabeau this year as she did for Luna in the past, that is looking for a national flag. And you know very well that Kaori always has one of the most high GOEs to her elements out there, that her double axel is one of the best in the business, and that was exactly what happened at Worlds. I have to say that obviously her free and her short this year were slightly different from her previous ones. In the Olympic season, we had that program to Aimani's No More Fight Left in Me combined with Trist from the Indivergent. And it was very powerful, it was very strong, it made a statement. And last year we had that Kaori in a red dress, in a new hairstyle. And this year we get to see a little bit more delicacy to her with her short program that she said was kind of a homage to her nephew and her niece. And I would say it's good for her to do that. Of course, her style and her programs this season are not that spectacular, are not that eye-catching, but still, just like I said about Isabeau and about Luna, what's a better time to experiment if not now? If not before the Olympics? She kinda had to do that if she wanted to try something new, to experiment, to try new things. But still, I think that she's more of a powerful skater. And when it comes to style, I'm also team powerful, like rooting for Luna, for Amber Glenn, for Adam Xiao Himfa. These are the programs that I like. And I also had that sneaky feeling that Kaori is also powerful team, and in my opinion she will come back with energetic performances the next season. And now the center of the event, because I'm gonna be honest with you, men's event was more interesting for me than women's, and I'm not gonna be hiding that. Let's start with Adam Xiao Himfa's free. This Adam Xiao Himfa, who after his short program was 19th, and after this free skate is also known in my mind not as Adam Xiao Himfa anymore, not even as Adam Slay Himfa anymore, but as Adam the Angry King, Adam the Revengeful, Adam the greatest. And I have to say, I need to take back what I said after his short, that he has that win or nothing attitude, that he tends to break mentally when it's nothing, when he kind of makes mistakes, right? Well, indeed, he was in the nothing state after the short, because he literally had nothing, no hope. For a skater this strong, it was surely infuriating and very disappointing to start the free in the first, theoretically the weakest group. So this time, having, so to speak, nothing, he delivered. And especially, I loved this quad salcho right in those judges' faces, literally and figuratively. Let's shout it out. He got bronze at these words after being 19th in the short. Have you ever seen a bigger leap? I didn't, and if you did, please let me know. And let me release my inner sentimental 19th century old woman in my heart. I love his free, I think it's touching, and so is the fact that he performed his backflip here again, like he had nothing to lose. It is a fabulous story, and I think that his free this time really conveyed his personal experience. This time I think he could really relate to its nostalgic mood, and I think that in the middle of the biggest event of the season, this little story of Adam is a beautiful one. And now let's close this 19th century sentimental old woman back inside my heart. Another free I want to take a closer look at was Donovan Carrillo's. I prayed he would deliver this time as he did in a short, and he did again. Clean jumps and those elements that indicate quite great flexibility, probably his gymnastics background, like this leg sweep in the air element or the A-spin, the but to the sky one. He performed it with his head all the way to his knee, like showing crazy flexibility, another element alongside the spiral in the second part, and alongside the half Billman from the short that really makes him stand out in terms of flexibility. Wonderful costume and charisma again, but what was a small no for me, just like in a short, I love that, but I still had some remarks and there's still a room to improve, was the fact that this performance was suspiciously similar to his short. I already said that in the previous episode in terms of some transitions, and because he seems to be a very creative skater, I would really want to see his potential here. I would really love his coaching staff to pay more attention to diversity in his choreography and maybe try not to repeat the same choreo pieces in both programs the next time. And the second no was that it seems his coaching staff was kind of stuck between wanting to stress Donovan's origins and something that would meet white audience expectations, which resulted in that salty feeling that they tried to sell him as that unique, original Mexican skater, but in a very in-your-face way, choosing, the most basic Mexican song of all time. I mean, beautiful one, but still overused, Bésame Mucho, and even worse choice, performed in English, as if the audience wouldn't understand or wouldn't appreciate the original words. And, it's not the first time his coaching staff made him, or he chooses to use quite basic songs in Spanish. He did that before in past seasons, and I really hope his coaching staff will not keep portraying Donovan as that stereotypical Mexican guy who brings only the most basic Mexican or Spanish song to the table. He's so much to offer than just being the picture of that guy, that exotic guy on skates, and I hope his coaching staff will realize that, and that we will see him still stressing his origins as much as he wants to, but maybe choosing less obvious music. But otherwise, let me just say it loud out again, I love him. I think he's a very interesting skater, very charismatic one, great spinner, wonderful flexibility, great dancing ability, and I will keep following him in the future with a great pleasure. And now another interesting skater, Denis Vasilyevs, just like Isabeau, always risky to test a new program during a major competition, but still he did well. And the Lion King music is so obviously epic that I wonder why we haven't heard it at competition from some time. Anyways, I stand by what I said before when we talked about the European Championship. Denis has that X factor. Denis has a great future ahead of him. Denis is one of the best spinners out there. You can really see Stefan's influence on that. And Denis should drop attempting that goddamn quad salto until it's stable, for God's sake. But watching Denis' delivery and musicality, the softness of his movements, the speed of his spins, the Jason Brown-like arms and posture after those landings. Did you see his arms right after any jump? If not, really, I dare you to rewatch it on YouTube. So with all that, I really wonder how high in those rankings Denis would be if not the constant rush for quads in skate community that really affect the quality of programs overall, with these annoying long setups and mistakes that are inevitable to them. And I really hope that in 5 or 10 years there will be still a place in the competitive circuit for highly artistic skaters like Denis. If not, let's just enjoy skaters like Denis and Jason while we can. Speaking of Jason, lots have been said about his components' supremacy over other skaters' artistic content, but I kind of start to lose hope he will ever medal at Worlds. And maybe it will always stay as our impossible dream, just like in his free music songs. Never mind. I still say he's one of a kind, he is a full package, and I still say that his single axel is still more beautiful than some others' triple one. He stays in the competitive circuit, that's more important, this is what he said, and it gives a hope that he will do so until the Olympics. Next, Shoma Una, the former world champion. Not his day, but boy, no one can even compare to his landing position, those famous soft knees, those delicate hand movements. And I would say that if some skaters like Lukas Brycki or even Adam Xiaohim Fa seem to scream with their performances, Shoma is the one who whispers, says my cheesy 19th century inner old woman. He doesn't even need any spectacular elements like kicks in the air or throwing his arms around or hydroblades or stagger jumps, I wonder if that's why he wanted to train with ever-gracious Stefan Lambiel, or was it the other way? He wanted to coach Shoma because of his elegance. Same goes for Yuma Kagiyama. Was it the sublime Carolina Kostner to be charmed by his artistry, or was it Yuma to choose her because she was equally artistic back in her days? Either way, this event Yuma joined Shoma in terms of tending to fall in some unexpected moments, which was not the case for any of them at the beginning of the season. And I start to wonder if something's off with training or competition or recovery regime for men in Japan, just like I think it was for Korean ladies, just like I said at the beginning. It was only Cheon Kim to medal both at Grand Prix circuit and also at these Worlds. Because watching both Yuma and Shoma at this event, I really think something seems to be wrong, as if they had too much of a load by the end of the season and just couldn't withstand it, because they both always seem to keep their nerves under control, so it doesn't seem to be a cause. But whatever it was, what we know is that Shoma placed 4th and Yuma is now world vice champion. And now the incredible world champion Ilia Malinin, who shared more emotions right after his free at this event than he did during all of his competitive career. And I have to say, I know very well, as we all do, his hands are not balletic, his choreography is not soft nor delicate, but I still believe in him. And just like I said in the previous episode, his short is more interesting in terms of artistry than his free, but even if he's free, I saw some movements that indicate quite good flexibility, which is always a good sign for the future. For example, his lie back in a bower. That is not very usual, neither for women nor for men. I think that his powerful style, acrobatic-wise, is comparable to Adam's, and I also think it's very distinctive. And I saw more facial expression from him this time, performing his free, than from skaters who usually are considered better at it. I would really love to see more dynamics from him in the first part of his next season free. I'm really going to lose my faith in him if he keeps on stuffing the first part with quads and basic transitions only. Many would say that the old good complexity and variety is long gone in the quad era, and nobody can do beautiful ballet movements between those quads because it's impossible. But hey, it's Ilia Malinin. For now, it seems nothing is impossible for this guy. And even though I said that his improvement artistic-wise shows better in his short program than in free, I still believe that for now, at his age, at this stage of his development, it is more than enough of improving comparing to his last season. And speaking about comparing, many compare Ilia to Nathan Chen, stressing that Ilia is like young Nathan, that he's over-focused on technical mark, but I'm sure Ilia has a potential to be full package. Even just watching his improvement from past competitions, just as, skating communities were kind of a food for thought for him, just like he kind of felt pushed to work more on artistic mark, and just as he liked the challenge and wanted to prove everybody that he indeed has a potential to be a full package. It shows his attitude. He doesn't want to be another Nathan Chen. He doesn't want to be another anybody. He wants his own path, his own trademark elements that he already has introduced, and his own records. And having mastered jumps at such a level, focusing on his artistry should be easier from now on. And even if not, he doesn't seem to care about those naysayers anyway. Thank you so much for listening and sticking to Kings of the Ice the whole season. Share a word with your friends interested in figure skating, or maybe not interested, but just not having anything better to do with their lives. And I guess I'll talk to you in the next season. Thank you for listening again, and have a great day.